What's up, nerds, and welcome to 4 Minute Firsts, where we give you a fast first impression of a new #1 comic issue in 4 minutes or less. In this episode, we will be stepping away from capes, cowls, and heroes and venturing into the horror genre with an offering from Image that's best not read in the dark, Redlands #1. This first issue reads a lot like the resolution of a movie's third act, but this in media res approach is actually one of the most intriguing things about the book. By panel 1, the police have already found reason to lynch a trio of witches, and the witches have already freed themselves. By the end of the book, a lot of blood is spilled, and the witches have plans for Redlands County, Florida, now that the corrupt police have been disposed of. And therein lies the neatest trick of this book. The witches perpetrate some incredible violence in this first issue, but they do so from a place of benevolence, at least from their perspective. And they explain that they chose Redlands County because it, quote, needed the most, and they, quote, needed a place to make new. They dispose of a sheriff they liken to a king who takes and never gives back. All of this suggesting that their plans for Redlands County will be for its betterment. But will they? So we kind of have an end and a beginning in this first issue, and that's got me plenty curious to stay tuned. Helming the narrative is Eisner Award-winning colorist Jordie Bellaire, arguably the best colorist working in comics right now. And this is her first outing as a writer, and it is one heck of a strong start. There's a lot of implied history, both in Redlands County and in the ancient lives of the witches themselves, and she does a great job of characterizing every single character that populates a panel throughout the book. The cops are scared witless, but trying to maintain the illusion of composure. The prisoners are downright bestial, and the witches are calm and clearly in control. Artist Vanesa R Del Rey's sketchy and dark art is the perfect pairing for the supernatural horror tone of the book, and what I believe it does best is maintain a certain level of mystery and confusion when the supernatural breaks out on the page. Even though we're looking at still images, the speed and movement of these panels are depicted in such a way as to leave us just as surprised and confused as the poor saps who lose their heads in a flash. And of course, Bellaire wasn't going to not put her expert colorist touch on her own book. The way she plays with the lighting of this first issue is amazing. The vast majority of the light is provided by the burning, lynching tree outside, casting almost everything into shadows and obscurity, excellently complementing the genre of the book itself. So if you're not a fan of the horror genre at all, Redlands #1 should absolutely be on your pull list. If you're not yet a fan, or you've had some lackluster introductions to the genre in the past, I'd say that Redlands is a fantastic representative of the best the genre has to offer, so it makes a great starting place or a second chance for sure. I, for one, will stay tuned to see what the trio of witches sow and reap in Redlands County in the issues to come. Now that's it for this installment of 4 Minute Firsts. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe down below, and pop on over to nerdsonearth.com for all things nerdy. Odds are fair that if you love it, we're talking about it. And be sure to keep an ear out for our growing lineup of podcasts as well. The Drift is our dedicated Starfinder podcast, and our newly launched Hall Fights podcast is all about Marvel's Netflix exclusive shows. Tune in, follow us on Twitter, leave us reviews on iTunes, and tell your friends. We appreciate the love you guys are already showing us across the board. Later, nerds.